Hello friends, my name is Brian Mushiri and welcome to my channel. Karibu sana if this is your first time being here, and welcome back if you've been here before and you enjoy this content. I just wanted to come up here and have a conversation with you guys. You know, I started this YouTube about a week ago and I wanted to tell you why I have decided to start creating content on this platform. And most of you or some of you will know that I had actually created this channel like four or 3 years ago. Actually, I know the exact day that I created this channel because I created it on my birthday, and it was 2020, on my birthday in the year 2020, hiyo mwaka ya COVID. So I had started this channel then, and the reasons why the channel didn't do well is because probably I was doing it because everybody was telling me, oh Brayo, you should start a YouTube channel, you have so much to share, a lot of people will benefit from your content, and probably that pressure got to me. And sometimes that pressure is good, sometimes it doesn't align with what you want to do at that time. So for me it was the latter. So I don't feel like at that point in my life I was in the headspace of having a YouTube channel. I came to learn quite fast during that time that YouTube is very different from other platforms. It is very different from Instagram, it is very different from TikTok, because YouTube is just, to put it plainly, a lot more work to put out content here, and you have to be patient a lot. That is something else that I wasn't ready to admit at that point. This year I decided to come back on this platform because I wanted to do it on my own terms, and I wanted to tell my stories with the pace and with the grace that I felt like I have. Another reason that for me YouTube didn't just work is the fact that I have always been super insecure about me talking on camera. I don't know why. It's probably because I have a little stutter. Maybe, I don't know if other people notice it or it's just something that is in my head, but I have trouble like piecing sentences together, and I have been so insecure about that. So I started YouTube and I quickly realized, or I was quickly made aware that I have that kind of insecurity, and I was not in the headspace to acknowledge it or accept it, or work on it. So that's why YouTube was never going to work for me in the first place. So this year I made a conscious decision that I was going to start to train myself to have conversation in front of camera. So what I did was, I already have an existing TikTok platform and it has been growing steadily over the years. So I said that I'm going to do something that I've not done before. I'm going to use my voice to do my advocacy work, because most of the content that I create on TikTok is advocacy work for the disability community that I'm a part of. So I decided that I'm going to use my voice, and kiumana kikiniramba kiniramba. I just decided to take that leap of faith, and it has been 4 months now of me continuously speaking or in front of camera and using my voice, working on my speaking skills, and I feel like it has gotten a bit better now. I feel like so far I'm doing so much better than the way I was maybe a couple of years ago. So this is a sign to you guys. If you feel like there is somewhere in your life that you're lacking, don't just say nilizaliwa hivyo or this is how I am. Take it as motivation for you to learn a new skill or to put yourself out there in one way or another. Another thing that really led me towards this route of YouTube is the fact that I had a very informative conversation with a very famous YouTuber by the name Kino Eve. Right now Kino is on an epic adventure. He's cycling from France to South Africa. So he started his journey in France, and then he is cycling in his tricycle. He calls it a trike. When he was coming through Kenya, I met him on his way when he was coming past my hometown. So I went and met him and we started talking, and he told me, I told him a bit about my story, and he encouraged me. He told me, you should start a YouTube channel. It's going to be harder than TikTok or Facebook or any other platform that you have right now, but it's going to be so beneficial for you, because ultimately you will be able to make money off of it, and you'll be able to even sustain a lifestyle that way. Because as much as we create content on TikTok, speaking for myself, I've not been able to secure like brand deals like other TikTokers you've seen out there. So I haven't really been able to make money out of my TikTok. Some would say it's a big channel, but I've not been able to capitalize it. It's not from lack of trying. I've approached people to work with me, but none of that has borne any fruits. So this time round, I have big plans for this channel, and I just want to replicate what I've been doing on my Facebook, on my TikTok. On YouTube, obviously, it's going to be a bit more deep, a bit more detailed, but I want to share my life with you guys and not only share my everyday activities that I do, but also a lot of advocacy work within the disability community, but in a fun and light-hearted way. I know that advocacy sometimes can feel like a lot is being thrown towards you, and I don't want you to feel that way. I just want you to take a step into my life and see how different or how similar we are, because seated there in your living room or wherever you're watching this from and listening to a disabled man, you might think that we are very different, and it's true, we are different in some ways, but I would think that in other ways we are very similar as well. So that is the dynamic, or that is what I want to show you through this channel. Something I wanted to address on this video that I couldn't be able to do it because I had not started the channel yet was the fact that it's 10 years now since the accident happened. 10 years. So February this year, I commemorated my 10-year anniversary since my accident, and I've been on a wheelchair for that long, and it sounds so long. Just the mention of it, it's an entire decade. And my mind always goes back to a story that I tell my friends. When I first got injured, I think it was my second or third visit to physiotherapy. I was going to physiotherapy in Nakuru Annex. So I went there, and as I was leaving, I met a woman there, and she was on a wheelchair, and that time I didn't have a power wheelchair, so I think my mom or my dad parked me just next to her as they were going to bring the car around, and we started a conversation with this woman. So bear in mind that this is just months after the accident, so I am not in any way accepting of who I am right now, or the fact that I'm on a wheelchair. I am not accepting that at all at that point. So she tells me, how long has it been since you got the accident? And I tell her, it's been 4 months, it's been 5 months. And I ask her, what about you? And she tells me it's been 16 years now. This year is going to be 17. And just that mention of 17 years, I was just shocked, and my heart got broken. At that moment I realized that I will be on a wheelchair for probably the rest of my life. So that was the aha moment. But I was heartbroken for the rest of the day, because I just knew that I couldn't escape this. And now to think that for me, I can say that it's now 10 years. I got the accident when I was 19. So in the next 9 years, it will be like half of my life. Mungu asaidie sana nifikishe hiyo miaka, because every day above ground, like we say, is a blessing. I just wanted to reflect on the last 10 years and give you a sense of how life has been for me. I wanted to give you an honest review of my life in the last 10 years. You know how our society has this need to always think of disabled people as being inspirational, motivational, and all those things. And I can understand why people want to put like disabled people there, because they are going through a hard time and they are having to deal with a lot, and to see someone who has a disability being able to live life and even afford a smile, that can be termed as inspirational. From my perspective, the life that I've lived in the last 10 years has been marred by confusion, pain, despair, but also it has also been brightened by a lot of wins and a lot of good memories and meeting good people. So I think I've had both sides of the cake. I've experienced like very difficult points in my life, and if I was just to mention a few, was in the beginning of my journey as a disabled person, I went through severe depression. That would have to be 2014 and 2015 thereabouts. So those 2 years were those 2 first years were very difficult for me, and I was trying to put on a face, but I was really hurting from inside. And I was able to get over that, regain my self-esteem and self-worth, and just believe that I am capable and I'm productive and I'm able to live this life and make something out of myself. But again, I went through a difficult moment in 2020 and 2021. I experienced another spell of depression, and I think that one really took a toll on me. It wasn't caused by my disability, but again, it triggered all those old feelings of me feeling like I'm in this space because of the fact that I have a disability. It's a mind thing. You just want to keep on going back. These things are happening to me because of my disability, and that was kind of my mentality at the time. I'm so grateful that I've been able to get over that really hard time for me, and I'm able to see the sun and smell the flowers. I feel like so far that has been my biggest milestone, to be able to overcome these mental battles that I was going through for a very, very long time. And in a few days, I'll be commemorating another big milestone in my life, because I'll be turning 30, the big 30. So that again is something that I've been looking forward to, but at the same time, I've been feeling a lot of pressure. My friend George, who also turned 30 a few days ago, is on journey, he's on a trip all over the world, and we were talking about it, and we are both unmarried and without children, and that is one of the things that keeps on lacking in my mind. The fact that this is something that I need to be doing right now, and will I be able to do it because I'm on a wheelchair? Does my disability affect all these things, all these things that I have to think about? So as you can see, I've been going through very monumental parts of my life, 10 years after the injury, and now getting to 30 years now. I feel like there's so much I still have to do in this life, and I am excited to share it with you guys, and I hope that you are going to find this this kind of content meaningful in your lives. Overall, I just feel a lot of gratitude in my heart that I'm able to do this, that I'm able to be here with you, that I'm able to be alive and in sound mind at this moment in my life. And yeah, I'm super excited for what lies ahead. And as I finish, it was Spinal Cord Injury Awareness Day. So May 13th, May 14th, May 15th, it is debatable, but let's just say it was Spinal Cord Injury Awareness Day. By you being here, I hope I have created some kind of awareness about spinal cord injury, which is my life's work and my life's goal. I want to tell my story as authentic as I can, and I'm so glad that you have chosen to be here and to go on this ride with me. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. For now, it's bye-bye.